Hello YouTube, this is Michael from PhoneJunkie.org. Sorry you guys haven't seen or heard from me in a while. I was on vacation. I took 3 weeks off there, but now I'm back. Alright, here we have a AT&T HTC One X. There is another international version that most of you have heard, and I know there's a lot of confusion going around saying this phone is supposed to be Tegra 3 quad core, but that's only for the international version. The AT&T version is actually a dual core processor, but don't let that get you down just yet. We'll get into that later on in this review. I'm going to go ahead and go over a few specs here. This is a 4G LTE device. The screen size is 4.7 inch, 720 by 1280 pixels, and 312 pixels per inch. This is featuring the Super IPS LCD-2 technology, which is said to be able to reduce glare, give you a better picture, everything like that. It has 16 gigabyte storage, 1 gigabyte of RAM. This is featuring the 4.0 Bluetooth. It has an 8 megapixel camera, LED flash, HD video recording at 1080p at 30 frames per second. It also has a 1.3 megapixel front-facing camera capable of recording 720p. It is running Android 4.0 Ice Cream Sandwich. That's what it's being shipped with. It has a Snapdragon S4 dual-core 1.5 gigahertz processor. So that is their new line of their processors there. And this one right here you see is the gray color. I'm not sure if you can really see the little red down there on the bottom there, but I actually like the gray color. They also make it in white, and the white looks very good as well. It just depends on your preference there. Alright, you have your nice big display here, actually like flush with the phone here. The phone's not too thick there. I don't have the actual specs of the, oh yeah, I do that right here. It's 8.9 millimeters thick, so that's not too bad. Alright, you go to the back here. You have your 8 megapixel camera, your LED flash right here. The camera does stick out a little bit. Almost reminds me of the Evo feel. A lot of people are real used to this with the HTC phone here. Right here you have your micro SIM spot, and there is no micro SD card for this. That's the only downside to this phone, I can tell you. You have your 3.5 millimeter head jack right there. You have your unlock button up here. You have your volume rockers on the right side here. And I tell you, this is a problem with the unlock button being right here, because when you push it, I'm constantly, so like say I go here to lock my phone or something, I'm constantly pushing the volume key. That's one of my biggest frustrations with this device. There's nothing on the bottom here. Then you have your micro USB charging port there. Then you have your Beats audio speakers in the back here. And you have your 3 capacitive buttons down here, which most of you are familiar with Ice Cream Sandwich. Any devices that are most of the devices being shipped with Ice Cream Sandwich are featuring these 3 buttons down here, and we'll get into what those do later. Now AT&T, especially 2012, I believe has been coming out with some nice phones. As you can see, first with the Galaxy Note, the HTC Titan 2, and even the Nokia Lumia that was just released, the 900. I mean, those were some amazing phones. Now they have the HTC One X. I mean, this phone right here just tops it all off. For those of you that have been wondering about this phone, been looking to a new phone, definitely look into this, because this is definitely the phone to have. Alright, this phone is it's $199 with the 2-year contract, $549 without a 2-year contract. The whole operating system with HTC Sense 4.0 on this. I actually like the HTC Sense. A lot of people say they don't like it. They like Samsung better, their overlay better, but I actually like the HTC Sense 4.0. It just gives it, its little touch to it. A lot of people ask, well, what are the, what is HTC Sense? What's the overlay? It's basically where you still have Android operating system, then HTC just throws their touch on it. They put an overlay of, their own little design, their own little tweaking to it. Alright, I'm going to start with internet browsing here. With AT&T's LTE network, it's absolutely amazing. The speeds are fast. I'm downloading quick, not having no problems with it. The only problems I run into with web browsing on this device is when these buttons pop up down here. It's like the bookmark buttons and things like that. I actually hit them to save tabs and all that. But other than that, the web browsing experience is wonderful. It works well. This large display, everything. Now this 4.7-inch display is HTC's best display. To me, this is the perfect size for a phone. Well, actually, to me, probably about 4.5 would be actually perfect for me because of my hands. But this is actually doable. I really like the Samsung Galaxy Note, but just for my hands, it was just too big. And this phone, it just gets in there right enough. It's big enough to let me enjoy, my movies. The resolution of 720 by 1280 pixels is just an amazing density. It's very hard to spot an individual pixel. And the LCD-2 IPS technology, the less glare of it, the better better viewing angles. Everything is a lot better compared to the traditional LCD panels that we're used to. Quick video here. We'll go to YouTube. I thought play the. And now this is on my Wi-Fi network. So you can see the video place is pretty good. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the main menu here. You can see, I know a lot of people complain they didn't like this is a large screen, and the apps, as you can see, there's a lot of space in between them. I believe you can only get 4 rows in here. The apps to me are kind of small. They should either make the pictures bigger or allow you to put some more in there. No lag when you go back and forth. So HTC Sense UI is very good. It's smooth and it looks beautiful. The Snapdragon S4 processor works flawlessly, and from what I've been reading, I've been researching, the S4 dual core is a little bit better than that Tegra 3 quad core, but of course people are going to disagree. They have their own opinions about that. The downside to this keyboard, it's a large keyboard, feels pretty good when you're first typing on it, but they do have these arrow keys down here that take up a lot of room, and honestly I never even use them, but I'm constantly hitting the wrong letter, pushing the wrong thing. But this is Android, and you can go to the App Store and download a new keyboard, and that'll actually solve the problem for you. A lot of people don't even use a stock keyboard, but there are definitely better keyboards out there. Alright, now let's go ahead and go into the camera. Now the camera to me is amazing. The shutter speed, you can take pictures fast. As you see there. So you can take them and then just pick which one's the best one. So the autofocus, everything works extremely fast. As you can see, all these are great pictures I just took. It captured them well. Didn't miss a beat. Alright, going to get out of that. Alright, another thing most of you, but with the multitasking with ice cream sandwich, as you know, you just hit this little button over here to the side, scroll through them, you can just flick them away. The only thing I don't like is I don't know what that is over there or what this was. You have to go to it for it to pop up. Oh, that's the camera, messages, YouTube, the clock, and so on. You just flick them away when you don't want them in there, and that makes everything a lot easier, run a little bit smoother, and so on. Alright. AT&T, when they do ship the phone, they do put a lot of their apps on there. There we go. You know, with my AT&T live TV through AT&T, this Play Music, HTC, I believe, put that on there. But there's a lot of apps that are already on here. You can easily just get rid of those, and so on. Alright, phone calls on this actually, it's not as great as I expected. I expected, with the whole design of the phone, all these nice features on the phone, I expected it to be a little bit better than it is. Now the call quality coming through, like when I can hear the person very well, but when they say they hear me, they can hear a lot of the background noise. So if you're in a airport, something like that, a mall, they can definitely hear you, but they can also hear what's going on behind you. The speaker to me isn't the best. It's kind of on the light side, not too loud. Just when they advertise Beats Audio, you would expect a little bit more. The also with the 1.8, excuse not 1.8, but an 1800 milliamp battery. I forgot to say that earlier. AT&T claims that it does, I believe, 8.5 hours of talk time. 1800 milliamp battery. Alright, it's not on here, but I believe it's 8.5 hours or 8.5 hours of talk time for the battery. Battery life hasn't been a problem for me. Only when I'm playing videos, but that's a normal, draining problem there. But other than that, the battery has not been a problem. I've seen other people that actually tested the talk time on the battery. They said they only got about 7.5 hours of talk time on it, and this is not. It's a non-removable battery, so there's no, picking up a spare battery, which I have always done on my Android phones. But unfortunately, with this, there's no picking up a spare battery or purchasing an extended battery for it. The battery in the phone is what you get. Alright, other than that, I'm not going to go too much into the phone. Definitely check out the written reviews out there for the more in detail thing of it. But I can definitely let you know that, in my opinion, this is one of the best phones out there on the market right now. I know that Samsung S3 is coming out, and I believe that's definitely going to give the HTC One X a challenge. But as of right now, this just went on top of my list before the iPhone 4S, and this is definitely going to be my daily driver after today. But please, leave your comments. Let me know what you guys think. Stay tuned for also some giveaways. I'm in contact with a few people now about doing a couple giveaways, so we'll go from there. You all have a great day.